Hello, Croeso. Welcome back to Britain's Hidden History with me, Ross Broadstock. And I've got something, wow, blow your mind to show tonight. Something fascinating. Let's just go straight into it. I was looking at this map. As you know, we put together videos about the fact there's a wind farm going around St Genydd, or it's actually Eglwysilan Common, all these areas. And we're trying desperately to find places around there before it's all wrecked with the roads and the wind farms and all that stuff. So I just pulled this map up just to put some illustrations and show people watching where we are, you know, give you an idea of the map. And so you can't see an awful lot here. So this is where we went on the Land Rover last time. This is the junction we explored around here. This is where the double stone is, the sighter stone. And then I took this, put the filters on here. So it only shows water now and roads and stuff. And look what suddenly appears. Quite remarkably, this forms a complete loop, which makes this an island, effectively. Now, as you know, from a lot of the other burials and holy sites we've done, such as Ark of the Covenant, being surrounded by water is very important. This water link goes all the way back to ancient Egypt, as you'll see in a forthcoming book explaining the water and the significance and how it ties in with everything, all right, particularly burials and stuff like that. So look at that. Look, if you look at the normal map, it's invisible. You can't actually see it. You can see a little bit of the water there, look. But the rest you can't see it. So no one had noticed this before. And you also suddenly notice there's a really unusual shape here, look. So suddenly this site became a whole lot more interesting. So I sent this off to Bob Morgan, the surveyor, and he was the same thing because he looks at Ordnance Survey maps, all these stuff. You wouldn't normally see it. You see this. Suddenly you can see this, your island. He got very excited. I got very excited. We called Tim as well. And that was it. Back in the Land Rovers, back up to St Genydd to see what we can find. And when we got there, we had quite a shock. So
when you get down to a certain
the water comes down that way, right?
Yeah, the water comes down that way. There's a continuation ditch on the other side, which we need to have a quick squint at. But it goes down that way, downhill. And then it comes to a point where it goes uphill, right, between a bit of a V-clef. So it can't drain. On the map it shows that this is a continuous drain all the way around, and it drains out to the northwest. Down this is a man-made drain, which then picks up all the drainage from the old terraces, which recontour near the old coal tip. So that straight bit there is new and man-made, but this bit round here, I don't know. It doesn't feature on most Ordnance Survey mapping.
Is that just following the contours all around? It is too.
Yeah. No. It looks.
It doesn't break the contours, does it?
Yeah. It doesn't look. It follows the contours. Contours round, which is why it was of interest. I mean, it's not obvious that it's doing anything. But certainly when you look at it, it goes down and then up. So it can't drain all the way round, is what I'm saying. Which is what the intent there. If you looked at that, it seems to. This section here would drain that way, and this would drain all the way round out that way. It doesn't.
Well, that's interesting. See, but this is following.
Well, look,
line ridges, isn't it?
Yeah, no, that's
man-made.
That's man-made. That's a recontouring of a coal tip, and these drains are man-made in order to drain the coal tip to prevent another Aberfan. And it goes uphill through a bit of a cutting. We need to have a look at it, but it's odd. In that case, then the water would be coming back down here. It's coming back down there instead of draining all the way round as it looks to do on the map. It should then drain off that way, which is where you would expect it to go, based on the contours.
But it is surprisingly wet and marshy up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it is very wet and marshy.
Well, I always think of burial sites then. Because they love the marshy water, don't they?
But there's no obvious mounds or tumuli, is there, sir?
No. Oh, Blaze has found the water, haven't you, Blaze? Alright, so there, the dowsing rod's out. So I got to film two-handed dowsing with a camera. So I'll try a little bit of one-handed demonstration rather than experiment. I like the word experiment. It's demonstrating, really. Hang on a second. So I've got my little stream here. If you look, I can see all my hand. The wind's just wobbling a little bit, but it's pretty much stable. Okay, go right to show me water. Go right to show me water. Now, how do you explain that? I'm not moving at all. You can see my hand, nothing's moving. It's going right, it's showing me water, and the path of the water is traced by the... Whew. I always get a weird feeling when I do this, because it just works so amazingly well. It's just ridiculous. Now, if I don't ask for the water, I won't show it. Okay, I don't want water, don't show the water. Look at that, no water. I'm not doing anything. It's straightened up again. So, you know, if you're sceptical, so was I. But I can't explain these things. But don't underestimate these, I don't understand it. No one's more sceptical than me. Works though. Right, I will try and demonstrate now. Dowsing rod, point towards the burial site. Point towards the burial site. There it goes, look. There it goes. Alright, so I'm just turning around. The rod's pointing. Okay, point towards the burial site. Okay, turn right when we get to the burial site. Point right when we get to the burial site. Point right when we get to the burial site. Oh, here we go. Which is the same spot as it did it just now. So let's get some bearings. There's the 3 transmitters, I think they're called. I'll just, but where it's buried, there is water around it. The track's right there. So presumably the new road's going to go right there. And this, the LiDAR, of course, never quite hits where you want it to hit. And I need to check on a map. I need to get some bearings where I am. To check on a map where I'm going. So there's a little notch in the wall. That's helpful directly. Well, let's go from the other side. Just see it's not the wind, all right? Point to the right for a burial site. I'm still going to the right, just now going into the wind, as it were. Okay, point right for the grave. Point right for the grave, okay. I'll walk over it. Apologies to whoever's sleeping there. And then once I'm through the other side, the dowsing rod straightens back out again, so I can know the front and back of where the burial is. Which appears to be here. Very unimpressive. They always have a grave, what do they call it, the tomb with a view, that's it. There's always a tomb with a view. There you go, great views. You can almost see 360 apart from the hill opposite. Now walking away, as you can see, point towards the burial mound. Point towards the burial mound. There you go, let's turn right round. I have to turn around. Okay, point to the burial mound. Try to get the camera in line with my eyes, there we go. And turn, point right when we get to the burial mound. Point right when we get to the burial mound. Point right. And there we go again. Same spot, whichever direction I walk from. Whew! I always think these things are a bit hard to get my head around. Okay, point right for yes. So is this the burial site? There it goes. Okay, back again please. Is this burial site more than 1,000 years old? Ooh. Oh yes, right, okay. Alright, back to middle please. Thank you. Is this burial site more than 2,000 years old? Wow, I didn't expect that. Okay, start again please. Can you go back to the start? Thank you. Is this burial site more than 3,000 years old? No. Is this burial site more than 2,500 years old? Is this burial site more than 2,200 years old? Is this burial site more than 2,100 years old? Is this burial site more than 2,050 years old? Alright, so around about the 2,050s to 100. Oh yes, getting a confirmation. Is this burial site 2,070 years old? So it looks like that. Doused this 4 different ways now with 1 dowsing rod and 2, and this seems to be the spot, which is remarkably unimpressive, but here we go. There you go, pointing right. Thank you, dowsing rod. You can now unpoint. Yeah, there we go. Point to Bob. Point to Bob. Okay. Point right to show me the graveyard. Show me the grave. Go right to show me the grave. Thank you very much, yeah. Thank you.
Skylarks everywhere.
Alright, so we're parked right here, isn't it?
Yeah, we parked.
That's the wall, yeah?
That's the wall there. We're parked at the end of the wall, basically.
The spot of interest, I'm saying, is, well, pretty much there.
Yeah, which is, you know,
Where the little tufty bit on the map appears, yeah.
but within the high part of the plateau.
I mean, that's interesting. It is in the high point as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean the high. Yeah, that was it 300, isn't it? No, 360 contour. You know, goes around the top of that section there. But the high pot is right where we were up on that wall bit, wasn't it?
Pretty much where the dowsing rods took me.
Yeah.
Here we are. So wow, who knows what that's going to be? I mean, all the signs. It's got the water around the edge. It's got the mound, the dowsing. Well, you take your own views on that. It's worked everywhere else we've tried it. This looks like an important site, and it's one of many. This is the crucial thing. Up Eglwysilan Common, there are loads. There are stone alignments, there's site of stones. There are cists, ancient burial cists. Some are scheduled ancient monuments and can't be touched. Some are the rock art, like the one Martin found on the rock up there. That's recognised, that's registered, that should not be disturbed. But the other sites will get destroyed, and there are loads of burial mounds. We've had one of the locals up there a lot. I mean, I'm pretty local. I only live a few miles from the common. But one up there walks there every day. He's shown us loads of burial mounds and special stones and alignments and all sorts of things. This site is absolutely crucial. In terms of ancient history, it's the most important site in the whole of Wales, even in Britain. It's right up there in the top 10. So it's crucial. We're going to have to try and do something. What do we do about this site? We try and get some archaeology done. That's the next thing. We need to have a look proper there, do a scan or something, make sure it's not disturbed. We also need, we'll keep in touch with the channel, put your comments. We're going to try and do some real objections and get these sites recognised before it all gets destroyed under the abomination of the Windfarm, the power station up there. All right, but chin up. I think we're going to do this. So till the next time, hello. Go right to show me the grave. Thank you very much, yeah.